Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a weekly message from Jesus. I want to thank everybody that takes time to check us out every week. I enjoy seeing your comments. We're going to have two good shows this week. Friday night, we'll be having two very important atheists on the show, and they're going to tell you what it was like when they died. And then on Sunday morning, there's going to be a big surprise. I'm even shocked by the person that came forward and wants to give the sermon on Sunday. So check us out. I think you'll be well pleased. Our Father is here, and he is waiting to speak. So, Lord, I'm ready. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I also would like to thank all of you that tune in every week. As you know, I bless all of you and thank you profusely. There are many surprises in God's world, and I think what we've arranged for Sunday you might truly enjoy. So make a note and listen to it when Barry brings it to you live. It's going to be a surprise for everyone. Surprises. Life is full of surprises. You never know what is the twists and turns of life are going to bring you, because everyone around you has free will, and their free will, it affects you. And when their free will affects you, you're not sure what to do, but you can always ask for guidance. I tell you all the time, pray to me, speak to me like we're having a conversation. You don't have to use the prayers other people write. Just say, Lord, would you please help me with this? I have a problem. Prayer is always the answer. Prayer is always the true guidance. Prayer will tell you which way to go, whether to go left, go right. You see, all I want of you humans is to follow the pathway of faith. The pathway of the faith, that is the path that I am continuously keeping lit for you. When you pass, you will see the true light of God in heaven. But I want you to know that there's always a light. My energy is the light within you. My energy, that is what will try to give you the true common sense of knowing what is right and what is wrong, knowing whether you want to go left or right, whether you should speak or whether you should not speak. It's really quite simple. If you're a person of faith, then the answers will come to you. They may not always be the answers that you want, but there will always be an answer. You know what the final answer is? The final answer is you're coming into my home when you pass, when your soul leaves your body. That is why you should never fear your last day on earth. It will bring great grief to all of those who are left behind. There is no doubt about that. Because those of you that are listening to me, you are loved by many people. You may not realize it. You may not know just how many people feel strongly about you. But they will say after you're gone, he was a very good person. He knew God and he was not afraid to speak of God. He knew exactly what was good and what was bad. Yes, all of you will wander from the path. That is to be expected. I know that. If I didn't want you to wander, I wouldn't have given you free will. But I also want you to know how to find your way back. And that is through prayer, through faith, through all of the things that I talk to you about each week. A human life can be so complicated or it can be so simple. Most humans, they choose to complicate it for themselves. They make bad decisions because they don't ask me for advice. They don't know the patience that they should have to see things through, to sit back. Many people just react to a situation without thinking. They may open their mouths and say something that will have terrible repercussions. Everyone must understand that their words that they speak, if they're nasty words, hurtful words, the person to whom you're speaking is going to remember those words. So it's far better for you just to simply sit back and think about what you can say that will not hurt others' feelings. Irritating others, that is not a good thing. When your mouth gets ahead of you and you say things that hurt others, though that other person is going to become angry, possibly hate, possibly decide they never want to speak to you again. Although that is a very stupid thing for people, because I want people to be truthful with one another. If you're not speaking to someone, how are you ever going to have a relationship with them? How are you going to help them? How are you going to tell them how much that they hurt you with their words? Words can be the greatest weapons. Yes, I talk all the time about your weapons of mass destruction and how humans must learn not to use them. I would be happy if all the weapons in the world were taken away. But there are still many, many evil people. There is still a need for militaries, for protection. There will be a time, if you truly listen to my words, that you can take all that money you're spending on the military and spend it helping your citizens. But that time is not now. I know things have gotten out of control. I know maybe I should have done limits to the free will, how much you could hurt others. Maybe I shouldn't have given you the technologies to make these weapons. But you need to get control of your own selves. You need to know what you need to do to truly advance. Other civilizations on other planets have gone through this. They've learned how to make great weapons. Many of the planets have used them and they're not there anymore. I do not want humans to do that. I want humans to simply live in peace. I intentionally sent back many different types of humans. I sent people with black skins. I sent people with many different languages. These are all things that you must accept in the great reality of equality. In heaven, all souls are equal. You're an energy. You're like everyone else. Yes, you can form up and you can do things. And the energy is really very hard to describe. But it's wonderful when you're in heaven. That's really all you need to know. It's worth leading a good life, a good incarnate life, for what it will do to aid you when you return to heaven. I have many realms in my heaven. The highest realms are those closest to me, and they can do things others cannot do. The lowest realms are those furthest from me. They're the ones that have spoken against me, didn't believe in me, harmed others in indiscriminate ways. Those are the ones that are the furthest away from understanding me. But I still give them chances. I give them opportunities. I think that in their hearts they do not mean harm to others, I'll allow them to create another life plan in return. I'll let them know what they have to do. That's what the life plan is about. All humans have lessons they must learn because there's always room to do better. There's always room to help more people. There's always a way to do things in your life that will help you when you return to heaven. You will return to heaven. And trust me when I tell you, you will not go to that place that the religions have referred to as hell. They made it up. I never spoke of it. And what did I know? I just created heaven. The churches knew more than I did because they created a place that I never conceived of. The fear of God, that is a terrible thing. Why would you want to fear me? I'm a God of love. I'm a God of creation. I'm a God of miracles, of healing, of all the good things. Yet they have turned the concept of God into a God of wrath. Do not make him angry. Well, folks, I got news for you. I don't get angry. I let humans do their thing, so to speak. I let them use their free will in any way they want to use it. If they want to harm themselves, I let them do it. If they want to do great things for humanity, I'm so happy when they choose to do that. If they pray to me to help for guidance, to change their lives, I welcome that so much, because then I will have my angels, my spirits, everyone I can step in to try to help them. If they're lying to me, I know it. You cannot lie to God. You cannot lie to your guides in heaven. When you return, they will tell you the truth of your life. You can try. I mean, you won't be the first one. There are so many billions of people that try to lie when they come back to heaven. They know that they've done things wrong. They have not had the willpower to transform and do what was right. They ignored my words. I want you to think of life as a highway with street lights on it. Those street lights, the green light is when you believe in God. The red light is when you should stop. If you don't stop on a red light and run it, the possibilities that you'll be hit by another car is very great. But when you keep going to the green lights, the odds are pretty good that you're going to be safe and nobody's going to run into you. When you pray to me, the odds are much better that you will be able to make the right decisions so that you follow the green lights of life. There are many red lights. There are many things that you look at and you know that that's evil, and you should stop. When you stop when you see evil and don't go and pursue it, then things will be much better. All you have to do is wait for that red light to turn green, and that happens when you pray to me and I give you the advice you need to get through this bad situation. So there's so many things in life that are there to help you. The traffic lights are there to help you. I am here all the time with everyone to help you. I don't know, maybe you should think of me as a traffic light. If that makes it any easier for you, have at it. But I am the ultimate power. I am the ultimate guide. Through prayer, I can give you messages and leadership. If you don't pray to me, how do you expect to get through understanding what you need to do in your life? If nobody explained to you a red light and you come from a primitive country, you don't know the difference between red and green. Maybe you think red's prettier than green and you're going to drive through. But people are willing to tell you what is good and what is bad. You're doing great things right now in your life. You're sitting there listening to my words. And my words, I hope, are going to bring you advice on what you should be doing. Now, many of you that take time to listen, you don't need a lot of advice because you've been listening to me for many years. You know what is right. You know what is wrong. You know that you go out and you help others to the best you can do. I know this for all of you. I know when you're doing the great things that I ask you to do. Many of you have got these incredible problems in your life. I wish I could do more to help you, but there are reasons for everything. Nothing happens without a reason. The sun comes up every day on your planet so that it brings life to the planet. If it was in darkness, you would have nothing. Compare that to your life. If you live a life in darkness, you have nothing. You may think you do. You may have great wealth, but if you're living in the darkness of not knowing God, you're living in true darkness, no matter what you think of your life. You may think you're as happy as you can be because you have 5 mansions and 27 yachts. You don't know. You are walking on the road to true unhappiness because wealth doesn't bring you happiness. It is helping others. When you use that wealth, then you will know true happiness when you use it to help others. Some of the greatest people that are remembered today, they may have died 100, 150 years ago, but they used their wealth to do great things. Andrew Carnegie, his name is on universities, libraries. If you have great wealth and you happen to stumble onto this show, think about how you are going to be remembered. I want all of you to think about how you are going to be remembered. Are you going to be remembered as being this great person that loved God? A great person just died and came home this week, Dolly Parton's. She loved me every minute of her life, and she had the rewards of it. She was an incredible person, and now she is home. On the day that comes when you pass, I want everybody that knew you to say he was a wonderful person, and now he or she is home. Because on the day you die, your soul comes into my heaven, and that is your home. It is so easy to be a good person. Sometimes it is very hard to be a bad person. You have to make decisions to hurt someone. Yes, you may do it inadvertently. If your words hurt someone, you're not doing that inadvertently. You didn't take time to think what you were saying. If your actions hurt someone, you should have thought before you took those actions. So there is always a reason for all things. People that don't believe in me, they do not have the guidance that all of you have. People that don't believe in me, they may think they're having this great time. They may smile as they stick that needle in their arm with illicit drugs, but they will not smile so much when they realize they've overdosed, and that was the last time they're going to stick that needle in. Because now they know true fear. Now they know they're going to die, and they don't know what happens next. They may think there's nothing, but they're in for the greatest shock of their life, if that is what they believe. Because their souls are coming into heaven, but they're going to be judged harshly because of what they've done. They've taken their lives prematurely. They have not followed their life plans. They've not learned any of their lessons. So they wasted a life. That's simple. If you don't follow my words, if you don't do what you need to do to learn the lessons, you're wasting your lifetime, because you will have to come back and still learn those lessons. It is much easier to learn them where you are in that life that you're living than it is to come back and go through all the process and still learn the same thing. It's so easy to know me. It's so easy to understand the life that you should be living. I know I keep repeating myself. I keep using the word prayer, but prayer is so important to everyone. That is how you communicate. You may speak to my mother. You may speak to my father. You may speak to any of my angels, my Holy Spirits, my disciples. They are all very, very special souls, special energies. You can pray to them and ask them to assist you. If you're going on a journey, there's nothing wrong with asking Christopher to help you. There's nothing wrong with asking me. If your life plan, and in all probability, you're going to be safe if you go for an airplane ride. But if your life plan says this is your last day, whether you die on an airplane or die on the ground is going to make little difference. You must pass to have your soul come home. That is the ultimate goal of every life. When you know that the ultimate goal is your final day, then you truly understand life, because it is only life that leads to death. If you live, you are going to die. You're going to come home to heaven. That is the great certainty, the greatest thing that you will ever know in your life. You will understand truly what it is to not fear death when you know me, when you know that heaven exists, when you know that there is this miraculous dimension where your soul goes, where you know that even if you made many mistakes in your life, that they can be overlooked, but you must change. If you're making mistakes, pray to me, get guidance, and change your life. You can always do this. You can always make up your mind that you're going to set the best example that you can set for the rest of your life, be it one day, be it 50 years. but set the best example that you can. You are not going to be forgiven on your last day. Do not believe that a last rite gives you free access to doing away with all of your problems. But at least if you understand at the end of your life that you've created many problems for yourself, you'll have taken a big first step, because now you will have a life plan that will help you. Never fear death. Know love, help others, and everything is going to be perfect for you in the end. So thank you so much for allowing me to come to you. I always enjoy this. I think that I do truly reach more people than Barry believes he does. Well, I know that he reaches more. I know there are many people that listen silently and do not let him be aware of their presence. Leave him a note. I know he goes in and reads them. So thank you so much. And yes, I truly do also suggest you listen in Sunday morning. Goodbye. Have a blessed week. Know that I'm blessing all of you. Know that I love all of you. Goodbye. Okay, folks. Thank you so much. His energy was very powerful today. Thank you so much for listening. Tell others. Follow his words. I know those of you that listen do. His words are very simple to follow. So hopefully I'll see all of you Sunday morning. We'll see who shows up. Goodbye, and thank you so much for listening.